Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my channel. My name is Lynn, and I'm excited to show you several things today. So I'm really glad that you're here. I know I just recorded Monday's video, and I warned y'all that this was going to be split up into two videos, that I was going to have to record them on the same day, and blah, 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 blah. Some people don't like that, and if you are one of them, I am so sorry for that. It's just the way it worked out this time. Now, in the past, when I have had to split up videos, mostly I've split them into two different days to, so I didn't have to record back to back. Because as I've told y'all, if I have to re-record a video, it drives me insane. So recording two videos back to back is almost as bad, but not quite. But I had just so much that, I even had to get me a second cup of tea. But it's actually moved up to 43 degrees. So it's gotten a little warmer. April in the South, right? You just never know what you're going to get. Just like Forrest Gump and those chocolates. So, this video, yes, it's going to be more fabric. Yes, it's going to be more talking. Y'all know it's going to be more talking. But I do have some yarn to show you. I have some more yarn that I plan on buying if they're at work. I'm just going to say that. If it's still at work, I will be buying it. So you'll have some more yarn content soon. And I found another source of some fabric that is not Joann. It's all the way in Las Vegas. But we'll get to all that. Anyway, now, what do you want to see first? You want to see yarn? You want to see fabric? I have yarn in my lap. So let's start with yarn. Okay. So, remember I told y'all about getting that last warehouse truck? Well, the funny thing is we're supposed to be getting a truck Monday, which you'll see this Thursday. So I will already know if we got a truck yet. But still, I'm recording this on Sunday, so we're supposed to get the truck Monday. We were actually supposed to get it last Thursday. Yes, last Thursday. But something happens, and they said, it won't be till... We got one Tuesday, but it was that crap that Great American is selling. And it's just basically any overstock stuff coming from overseas that was in containers and all that good junk. That is not Joann product. But she thought that we were getting, because she got a bill of lading manifest with Big Twist yarn. So she thought that we were getting that. But we got the other truck. Now, this truck that we were supposed to get on Thursday, but something happened, the driver didn't get to his first delivery that morning, and therefore didn't get to us. We'll see if that is the actual Joann stuff. I was told, so was she. I was told by a couple different people that the warehouses were empty, so we wouldn't have to, we wouldn't be getting any more Joann product trucks. But we'll see. So, the trucks that we have gotten, the last few Joann trucks, was warehouse dump. Okay? That's basically where whatever is left in the warehouse, they're sending to different stores. But it's humongous quantities of the same items, right? So, we did get some more Big Twist yarn in the 1 pound. These big honking value pound. Okay, this one is Varsity Blue. It is... Joann's website is still up, but you can see the info for yourself right there on that. 1,093 yards, I think it said. Yeah. 500 grams, 17 ounces. This is your basic value, okay? I have it. Actually, I will confess, I bought three. Now, they were $8.99 after being on sale for 25% off, right? Is $8.99. Not a particularly great price, but it's a pound. It's value yarn. I will use it. So I got it. What I was pressured into buying it in a way. Because a customer unknowingly lied to me. She didn't mean to. She thought she was telling me the truth. She said, because I seen it. It was one of the things she was buying. And I was like, oh, this is gorgeous. I love that Varsity Blue. And then I looked at the thing and I was like, oh, it is a Varsity Blue. And she's like, well, there's only a couple more back there. I was like, oh, really? So as soon as I finished ringing her up, I rang the next two customers up, and then there wasn't anybody else. So I ran back there where I knew these were, and there was a whole 3 columns of it. And I was like, oh, maybe she'd gotten it from the other spot. So she didn't make me buy it, but she made me panic, and that's the key. Because I didn't want to miss out on this yarn. So I was like, you know what? And I'm glad I did, because even though our yarn just went to 30%, there's no more of this in our store. So I'm glad I did get these, even if I did pay $1.50, maybe $2 more than I would have if I'd waited. But since we can't hold things, I needed to go ahead and get it. So I bought all 3 balls. All right. That was one day. But yo, I got it. And y'all know that when Premier had those 1-pounders for $5 at the Dollar Tree, I got some of those. So I have quite a few 1-pound. No, it fell. 1-pound skeins of yarn, right? Well, I do charity. I'd make a lot for charity, so I figured, why not? Because, you know, value yarn is great for that, and it doesn't break the bank. Now, I have used the value yarn and the 1-pounders for other stuff, for other blankets that I didn't donate or haven't donated yet. Okay, I have a supply of blankets that I haven't done anything with. Some are children's, some are baby blankets, some are toddler blankets, but, you know, anyway. So, the other day, it was probably, I want to say 3 or 4 days after I bought that yarn. See, I've been holding out on y'all. I've been showing y'all my fabric, but I didn't show you my yarn. I'm sorry. That wasn't intentional. But I thought, well, I have the blue. Let me get a yellow. There was 1 yellow left, and I got it. I would have bought more, but there was only this 1 left. So I bought it. And it is called, oh, imagine that, Varsity Yellow. Boy, Joanne, y'all really stretched your brains thinking about the name of these yarns, didn't you? All right. So in light of, I'd already had some yarn on the counter behind me, behind my register, that I was going to buy that day when I bought this. All right. Didn't think about it when I went to go check out. I had clocked out from work. I walked around, got my stuff, got in line, and didn't even think about what I had in my hands, because I do it ahead of time so I don't get rushed and forget something, you know, as I'm ready to get out of work. And I bought a small Varsity Yellow. Not near as good of a deal as the big one, but you know what? I got it. It'll be all right. But since I didn't get any more of that, and they had like 3 or 4 of these, but I was like, you know, I don't use yellow as much as I used to, so I'll stick with just getting the 1. And then I ended up getting the big one, so hey, it works out. Now this one right here, I've used the heather gray before, and I love it because it matches anything and everything, right? And they only had these 2. Or we only had these two. What, Maya? What? Y'all hear her tippy-tappy on my mat? What? You want to come up? Come here, Maya. Come here. Come here. Oh, so since she doesn't have to go outside, she doesn't want to come up here. Come here. Come here. Good girl. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh, that's my big girl. Look at her. She's so sweet. That's my big girl. Say hey, Maya. Tell them hey. Like she can talk. But yeah, we know she can talk. She's just not choosing to right now because she's getting her lovin's, right? That's my pretty girl. It's the best fluffy grandpup ever. But anyway, so I got that yarn, and I was thinking, okay, I forgot about this. This was in the bottom of the bag, and I forgot about it until I went to go pick the bag up to get these out. It's not yarn, but they were 17 cents a piece. So I thought, why not? Instead of asking myself, why should I ask myself, why not? So, alright, got all that done. I don't even know what time I started this video, so I don't know how to keep track. Come on. I made a groove in the mat with my wheels. So, anyway, alright. So these are just little jingle bells. They're 12 pieces to a bag, and a customer went and got these for me. A customer was shopping for me, apparently. But she had come across, she had some, and she put them on the counter, and I was like, oh, how cute. And then they rang up $0.25. I was like, wow, you can't beat that. $0.25 for jingle bells? So I was like, oh, I would love some of those. She's like, well, there's not very many back there. I was like, all right, well, you know, whenever I get a chance, because we had a long line. I was like, whenever I get a chance, I'll go get some. And by the time I finished ringing her up, you know, we were just chit-chatting as I was ringing her up. And see, I have gold and then one silver. I don't know why I only have one silver, but this is what she brought me. She's like, well, I tell you what, since you've got such a big line and I don't want you missing out, would you want me to go get you some? I said, no, don't worry about it. You know, I'll go back there when I get a chance. She's like, yeah, but they probably won't be there. And she, you know, she was being very serious. And I was like, okay. She's like, can I put my bag here and I'll go get you some? I said, sure, that's fine. You don't have to do it, but okay. And then she brought me all these. That is so good. Do I need all of these? No. Will I use them all? Yes. Because my coworker, the girl that had just trained on the register, she started laughing at me. She's like, now, Lynn, what are you going to do with these? I said, for one, I'm going to put some on my shoestrings on each foot so that I jingle when I walk at Christmas time. She said, you are too much. I said, yeah, I know it. But then I thought, why not make some Santa hats and put jingle bells on either in the poof or on the bottom of the poof so that when you jingle your head, you know, you jingle. Anyway, 17 cents. Why not? Just like the yarn. Why not? I'm not going to say no to myself if I can say why not. Anyway. You would think I would be talked out after doing that video already for Monday. But I'm not. Do y'all ever think your girl will get talked out? No. And it's been a few days since I recorded, so I feel like I have so much to tell you that my brain trips up on itself sometimes, you know? But this video I'm not going to be emotional. I'm just going to be chilling, showing you my goodies. Oh, and by the way, I had a remnant that I wanted to show y'all that was really, really unique. I meant to show you in the last video, but I couldn't see it immediately. So I went looking for it after I finished that first video. And I was like, man, I couldn't find it. But it's like, it's a green base with some pretty, like, eclectic looking flowers and stuff. And it's not a whole lot of yardage. So I won't be able to make a lot of paper towels with it. But if you want it, I'll try to find it for my next video. But y'all, when I'm looking right here, I have, and you hear my tapping on my mat, but I literally only have about 2.5 foot square to where I can walk into my cubby right now. Because of all this flannel. Yes, Maya. She has to come in and check everything. What? She smells Deborah's package. Which I am going to get. I said I was going to talk about that in the last video, but I ran so long that I didn't get to. So I will talk about that in this one. Now, this is going back to the flannel that I got from North Columbia, the Two Notch store, the Two Notch location. And we never had these. So I was so super excited to see these. Now, this is not your typical flannel look, but I love it. It's my love of knitting and flannel, but it's cables. It's cream beigey cables. Is that just not so pretty? And I will warn you, I got a lot of this. I got a lot of the other that I'm going to show you too. Oh, actually, no. It was only 3 yards. But this is the backing fabric, so this is the extra wide. But I love this. I love this look. Now, how pretty would that be as paper towels? This would actually, wow, I just thought about it. If this doesn't go over with the paper towels, this would be a beautiful quilt backing. Would it not? I mean, and that really would combine my love of quilting and knitting. Ooh. So sewing and knitting, meet up. Alright. Now, this is the same thing, but in gray. And I think this is just sublime. I love this. This is just... Y'all, I can't even tell you. When I looked at this, I seen it on the shelf because I'd asked her if she had any. Not of this, but of the wide fabric. And she said, if I have any, it'll be on that back wall. And I'm like, it's never been on the back wall. Why would they put it on the back wall? But, to be fair, when I went into Two Notch, the back half of the store was practically dead and empty. They had moved everything toward the front. Because, again, like I said before, this was one of the stores that was slotted for liquidation to begin with, the original 533. So, they're a little further along in the process than we are. So she had already moved all of her stuff toward the front, and that meant some of the fabric got shifted around from its normal locations. Now I have 3 yards of both of these. Alright. And for this bag, wow. I'm done. I've only got one more for this bag. Alright. And this is another wide one that I just love. It's 3-tone flower leaves. Actually, I think it is called, is it leaves or flowers? The name of it. Okay, it is leaves. But they say just black leaves. Well, to me, it's black, gray, and white leaves. See, I'm trying to keep all of my color possibilities, my color palettes, the design, you know, I'm trying to keep all of that in mind when I look at these fabrics so that I have a big enough choice for y'all. Now, to be fair, I currently have 92 print options on my paper towels. And I meant to tell y'all that on the last video, but I forgot. So you're seeing this a few days later. Sorry. But 92 prints, and I haven't loaded all of them. The ones that you've seen and are seeing as of today has been loaded. So that's part of the 92. But I have more. But I'm not showing that until I go back to Two Notch Road location in North Columbia. Ugh. Y'all, I'm not kidding when I say these bags are heavy. I mean, you see the strain that this poor bag is under, right? I told y'all I spent way too much money. And I told my husband, I said, and he was a good sport about it. You know, I told y'all in that other video that he said as long as it wasn't over $30, we were Gucci. Yeah, well, let's just say I'm glad my husband loves me like he does. Because otherwise he would be upset with me as much money as I have spent on all this. Now, I spent it with the thought that I would be selling it and getting the money back. And I hope that's how it works. Crossing my fingers. If this is a big enough hit for y'all, it will come to pass, hopefully. If not, I can make it into the back of quilts, or if that doesn't work, maybe I will be one of those on Etsy or eBay or something selling the flannel that I can't do anything with that other people might be able to do something with. But I'm taking it on faith that I will be able to get this stuff sold. And that's all I need, right? Now, I do believe I've had this once before, because this is like an Eddie Bauer. And this is some expensive flannel. Just letting y'all know. This is the luxury flannel. But I think this is this the one that I made for my daughter-in-law? Teresa, you had asked me about that. And when I seen it in the store, I was like, I wonder if that's the one that Teresa saw that I made. I think that other one was different. I don't think it was this exactly. But I do love this plaid. It was black and gray with the little thin white stripes. I do love the plaid. I only was able to get 3 yards of that. Because I wanted more of this one. But it was just, well, it was like a couple inches over 3 yards was all that was left on the bolt for that one. And that manager, she was cracking up with me. She's like, all right, this is so-and-so and so-and-so. Do you want this? And I'm like, yeah. I was like, I tell you what. If there's less than a yard on the end of the bolt, I'll take it. I'm not going to leave her with all those remnants, right? And I don't think she gave me remnant pricing either. But that's okay. You know, it's not the end of the world. I would have preferred the remnant prices. But, you know, it's like I said, it's not the end of the world. Now, this one right here, I was able to get 3, and it's the wide fabric. I was able to get 3 yards of this. And this is navy crosshatch. I enjoyed seeing this. It's not the most beautiful as far as like special beautiful, but it's a good fabric. I saw this in the oilcloth in home decor, and I always loved the crosshatch look. But I'd never seen it in cotton or flannel, just in that oilcloth. I was like, oh, when I seen this at Two Notch, I got so excited. So I was like, yep, that's coming home with me. Because, let's face it, that would be a pretty neat back of a quilt if I don't sell it as, oh, poo. My words. Poof. If I don't sell them as paper towels. That's the words I was looking for. Alright, this one right here, I don't see my tag. Oh, here it is. Well, that's folded weird. But you know what? I wasn't going to argue with the way the manager was folding my daggone my fabric. Alright, so this is the other daisies I was saying. Now, the print that I showed y'all Monday, the name of it was Tiny Daisies. But this is Tiny Daisies. This is called Daisy Gray. And there's no, the center of the daisies are just white. They're not yellow. I think they were so tiny that there's no way you could have done the yellow center and it not totally mess up the fabric or the look of the fabric. But I love this. And again, the back of a quilt. Okay, my last flannel that I have for y'all today. Wow. Wow. I'm cruising right along today. Aren't y'all proud of me? Because the last video I jibber-jabbered and got off track, and yeah. Alright, so this one I wasn't able to get quite 3 yards. So it was 2 yards, 2 1/3 yard. Yeah, 2 1/3 yard. But it's so pretty. What did they call this one? Let me look at it. Floral Swirl. Floral Swirl. That was a tongue twister. But I thought this was beautiful. I would love this on the back of a quilt. But I would never do it because of the fact that all the swirls, you would lose any stitch definition in all those swirls. Unless you did like a straight stitch or a cross stitch, a cross hatch diamond stitch, diamond pattern, you know, one way and then coming back that, yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about. But even then, I think it would distract from that one. So that may be slotted for paper towels and only paper towels. Let me see if I can get all this back in this bag. The reason I'm putting it all back in the bag is because I need storage. Now, I have my eye on a fixture, and I'm probably going to buy it tomorrow at work. But it is what we call a tower. It's basically 3 pieces of pegboard, or, well, shelving, loggia shelving. But it's 2 side panels and a center panel. And then you put shelves on one side and shelves on the other. So it's 2-sided, right? And it sits, its floor space is about 2.5 to 3 feet square. And while I have absolutely no more room in my cubby for said storage, I have, you know what, this is just going to have to sit back here for the moment. I'm not going to fight that. Ooh, I'm not going to fight it while I'm trying to record. I might be able to put it in my sitting room for now until we find out what space I'm going to inhabit. Because I have shown y'all a lot of fabric lately. And it's piling up. It's still in its bags, stacking up in my cubby. And I'm feeling a little hemmed in. I'm feeling a little squished. A little squished. So I'm really thinking about, and I'll have to take my husband's truck to work tomorrow to get that. But I think I'm going to get it. And for the moment, it might have to sit in my sitting room. Not that my family wants to see all that lovely stuff, but, you know, it is what it is. It's part of my business, right? So, we shall see. We'll leave it at that. All right. So, in Monday's video, I told you that I was working on something. I keep hitting my arm. I think I'm going to have to get out of that rut there. There we go. Because I need to be able to put my arm on my... That's too high. And just... Yeah, that's too low. So I like leaving my arm on my hand. My elbow on the arm of the chair. I could not get that word out. So, I'm reusing some yarn. I had gotten this yarn for another purpose. Actually, I got it for my niece to make her some cute little clothes with. My niece is 27 years old. But she's, you know... Anyway, I've told y'all about Taylor. She's a size 0. So making her clothes is really, really, really easy. And but this wasn't her color. And, you know, she was a sweetheart. And she's like, no, Aunt Lynn, no. And I thought, well, this is my color, right? So Teresa had sent me a couple patterns in snail mail. And I tried both of them, all right? One was with cotton, kitchen cotton, you know, it was a towel. And the pattern was not friendly for me. So I wasn't able to finish it. I showed y'all about that. It's in one of those videos from months and months and months and months ago. And then I gave the other pattern a try with this yarn. And it was Pearl Soho Meadow Winds or Wind Meadows or Meadow something. It's a scarf and wrap pattern. You can make either or. And I loved doing that. But it was so finicky. You had to pay attention to every stitch. And at the time, I wasn't interested in that. I even took it on the trip with me and still couldn't focus on it. So, I don't know. I like intricate patterns. Well, let me preface this to say, I used to like intricate patterns. But I am finding now that it might be because I have so many other interests between my crafting, my podcasting, and my website that I don't have the brain width for the intricate patterns right now. Maybe that's my problem. Because I'm tending to lean towards simpler stuff, especially with my knitting. I mean, I don't go anything crazy over the board with my crochet anyway. But, because I like my crochet not simple, but y'all seen me with a flower power. I have still not touched any more of those flower power those blocks for the flower power yarn. Oh, Cheesy Pete, how did y'all let me forget? I said I was going to do a giveaway. But I know I have to do it a certain way or YouTube blocks you or something. If anybody knows the trick to that, let me know so that I can get that done. But yeah, so even though the flower isn't very intricate, it is still, you have to be on your P's and Q's because used to be I would have that pattern memorized by the first, maybe the second block. But no, not now. I think my mind is so busy racing on to other things and to what I need to do and what I want to do and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. So I'm sticking toward the simple. I haven't actually crocheted a whole lot. I've been doing some bags. And I will have to have that video up another time. Because right now, the videos that I'm showing y'all with all this fabric and yarn and stuff, this is time sensitive in regards to where if you want to see what your Joanne may have, that's what I'm trying to show you. And plus all the other reasons I gave y'all. So what I'm showing you right now, what I was working on without even showing you, it is the, let me think of the name. I think it's called the Tip Top Tank. I will link that description down below. It's a free Ravelry download, I believe. And what's bad is I have it up on my phone, but I use my phone as my recording device, so I can't look. But I think it's called the Tip Top Tank. And mine's a lot bigger than my niece's. I'm not a size 0. Not a size 0. So I decided to use this yarn. And see, this one, I'm still going to alter this pattern, kind of like I was going to do for the t-shirt that I made already, that I showed y'all. This one already has the split hem, okay? Well, it looks horrible right now because nothing's woven in and nothing's tight and crisp and beautiful, and but it's got the split hem already. It is a V-neck tank top. Well, I have wings. We all know that, wings happen. My wings came from getting up to 208 pounds when I was pregnant with my twins 28 years ago. Because I went from 134 to 208 pounds. And it was mainly baby and water weight because I was huge. I mean, yeah, it was twins, okay? Of course I was huge. But after that, I noticed that I had, when I went back down to my normal size after the boys, I noticed that I had wings. And I'm like, what in the heck? Why do I have wings? So I don't do tank tops. Usually. Every now and again, like if I'm outside working or something like that, of course I have like a cami or a tank top, because it's too hot to do otherwise. Now my skin hates me for that because even though I'm tan, yeah, I got wrinkles out the wazoo. But I'm thinking about adding sleeves to this. It's got the V-neck that I wanted, okay? And I put the cat mint pattern on hold because I haven't decided if I want to continue with that yarn. I thought about using this yarn for that, but then I was like, I don't know that I'm going to rip that out yet. So let's not, and just start another shirt. Keep that one in timeout and start another shirt. And then I thought of, when I looked at this yarn, I thought of the original purpose for it was the tank top, this tank top for my niece in this color. Until she told me she didn't want the color. And I'm like, you know what? What's stopping me from making me a tank top, right? So I went ahead and looked at my size. And thought, oh, am I going to have enough yarn? Because I bought all this yarn thinking size 0, okay? But I did have another color as a backup to be able to, make a two-tone tank top if I needed to. But I think I'm gonna have enough. I know I have enough for the tank top. I may not have enough for the sleeves. We'll see. But I was like, why not do one for me? So I'm doing one for me. This is my mindless knitting. Even though I have that sock yarn that I want to finish, because those socks are going to be gorgeous. I'm talking about these right here. And maybe I'll fix the heel on that after I get off here. Before I finish all my other stuff that I have to finish. And then go outside and get all that stuff done. Since I have to work tomorrow, I have to get all this done today. Which technically, I work tomorrow, I'm off Tuesday, and I work Wednesday. For the next 2 weeks, I work Monday and Wednesday. Because I wanted to be able to I wanted to work Wednesday, and she needs me to work Monday because she's not there, and she knows, I'll show and I'll get my job done. But it's kind of, I don't like splitting my days because, work a day off, work a day. It just messes up my week. But it's only short term. This job won't be there for very much longer, so if she needs me to do that, that's fine. I'll just make sure that I have projects that I can get done on that day off, or save it for Thursday, Fridays. Well, no, I say I can't do Fridays because that's my grandbaby's day. And then the weekend is mainly when the kids are here and helping me do other stuff outside. So we'll figure it out. It's only these 2 weeks, which is probably going to be more than these 2 weeks because that's just the 2 weeks that she's got schedules made so far. But she is training at her new job on Mondays. That's why she's not there. So that's going to happen until we close. Every Monday she's not going to be there. So she'll probably have me working this until we close. I don't know. I may change it back up on her and say, hey, yo, can we go back to Monday and Tuesday? Please? I mean, let's face it. We're only looking at maybe, I'm thinking 4 weeks. I don't think we're going to make it to the end of May unless they keep shoving more crap that is not Joanne stuff on us. I'll find out tomorrow when I go to work. In your world, it's already happened, so yeah. See, that's kind of disconcerting. Knowing that I'm recording this so far ahead, and it's like, that's weird. But anyway, so that wasn't a very long, I'm so sorry. That wasn't a very long haul video, was it? I expected it to be a shorter video. I just didn't know how short it was going to be. So I hope y'all forgive me for that. But I do want to talk about the medium-sized bag and Deborah asking me to do a medium-sized bag because of the fact that the small was too small for her because she didn't really do socks and whatnot. But she loved the bag, so she bought it. And thank you, Deborah. That was so sweet. Now, Deborah also blew me away. Deborah asked me if she had some fabric. Wait a minute. I don't even know if I can tell you this. I don't know. Deborah, is it even okay? I tell you what. I'm going to hold off on telling y'all that story until I talk to Deborah because I don't want to share somebody's story on here and them be upset with me because it's not my story to tell. So, Deborah, if you don't mind me telling them, let me know and I will make that part of my next video because I do want to say how special you are. So, anyway, so Deborah wanted a medium-sized bag. I can tell y'all this part. Deborah wanted a medium-sized bag because she doesn't really do socks and whatnot. And I believe I told y'all this already because that's what made me make that watermelon bag so that I could try to have a medium-sized bag. And it worked out great. So Deborah was happy with that idea. And it's so cute because, Deborah, you spell your name like my mother-in-law spelled her name. And the way y'all spell your name is the first time when I met my husband at 18. I was 18, he was 19. And, yeah, we've been together ever since. We were just babies. Cheesy Pete, we were just babies. But anyway, meeting my future mother-in-law for the first time, when they said her name was Debbie, I thought Debbie, right? Okay. When she said, well, people call me Debbie, but my name is Deborah. So I thought Debra. No, it's Deborah. And she said a lot of people used to call her Deborah, but it's Deborah. And if you think about it, if you do it phonically, Deborah doesn't fit, but Deborah does. Deborah. We talk so fast that it just spits it out, right? So, I think it's a very beautiful spelling of that name. My first name is Danielle, and it is spelled so strangely that people don't see Danielle 9 times out of 10 when seeing my name. They see Daniel a lot. My mom forgot that it was supposed to be EELL. So, it was more of a... I could have had it fixed at 18. I should have, because it would have made things just easier for me. But I had it that long, And since it was a spelled incorrectly name, that I wouldn't have had to go through legal channels to get it done. I could have just simply filed a form and had it changed. Well, I didn't. And by the time I thought about it again, I had my son's. And because my mom asked me, she's like, did you ever legally change the spelling of your name? And I was like, no. She said, well, why don't you? You've always hated the way I misspelled your name. And I was like, yeah, I guess as I got older, I just didn't think about it because I had other things in my mind, like my son's. And she said, well, why don't you change it? And I looked into it again, and it was a simple matter. But by then, I'd had the boys. And my legal name on their birth certificate is the way my mother spelled it. And I didn't want to cause any confusion anywhere down the line from them and me. Or even, you have to disclose, anytime you fill out any legal forms, you have to disclose of any aliases or any names that you went by previous, and I wasn't sure if that would count. So I just left my name spelled the way that my mother spelled it. And my mom was so funny. Yeah, I love my mom. I love her to death. But she was a raging alcoholic. She was such a bad alcoholic. And so for years, she told me that my spelling was the English version. Mine was the American version, the English version, and Danielle was the French version. And she said she didn't want to give me a French name. Yeah. My mama loved to make things up like that. Or maybe in her mind, she had thought about it and it sounded good, so she made it reality. I have no clue, y'all. I have no clue. But I found out from another conversation that she and I had, still drunk as a skunk. She was so drunk. But she said that my brother named me because his name is Daniel. And he was his little girlfriend at the time. Now, he was all of maybe 11, 12 years old at this time. So he had a little girlfriend. Y'all know how that is, right? And her name was Danielle. So, when I came out being a girl, because, in the early 70s, we didn't have a way to definitively tell like we do now. Even today's is not 100% definitive, but my mom had 3 boys. And then she pops me out, which they told her my next to the brother closest in age to me, the babyest boy, they told her she was carrying a girl, and then my brother pops out, and they're like, oops. And she was definitely carrying me like a girl, but after being told that my brother was going to be a girl, she just didn't believe him much. So when I pop out and I'm definitely a girl, my brother's like, I want to name her. And my mom and my brother agreed this is what happened. So that's why I say that the American French version is just hogwash. My mama didn't know how to spell that girl's name. That is the reality of it. And my brother, 11 or 12 years old, he wasn't 100% sure either. So I got stuck the way my name was spelt. Was my mom drinking? Probably. My mom drank throughout all of her pregnancies. That explains a lot of things. But anyway, I decided, I was good with that spelling of my name. So whenever I see someone else's name spelled uniquely, or maybe not as mainstream as other ways of spelling it, I think that is so cool. I have seen so many comments of different names and different spellings of different names, and they're escaping me right now, but I do remember I see a lot of different ones. The one that I mixed up the most common is Christine, Christina, and Kirsten. That's the three I mix up the most often. So if I say your name wrong on here, it's because I have mixed it up in my brain, and I apologize. But I still love those different ways of spelling those names. Especially because you can spell Kristen with a K, or you can spell Kristen or Christina with a K, just like you can Kirsten. But I've never seen Kirsten spelled with a C. Yeah. Anyway, I think I'm going to get off here. I'm going to get all the stuff done that I need to get done. Sorry about that. I've only been talking. The first video was probably close to an hour. And I don't remember what time I started this video, so I have no way of knowing. I think it's been like 35 minutes since I looked at the clock. I don't know how long I had been talking prior to that. So it's plenty long. No wonder I'm yawning. I'm running out of breath. But anyway, I'm going to get off here. And y'all know I keep my little gum. I keep my gum handy in my bag. See, this is my large bag. And I only have this, my working ball. I have 2 more balls over there. My working ball. And my Notion 10. So I don't have this thing stuffed very much at all. So, I mean, it's kind of looking a little skimpy and shrinky. But Hannah, I told y'all in this last video, Hannah stuffed her bag that I made her. She had it stuffed. And I'm thinking, well, I'm glad she's enjoying it. I'm glad she's using it. Because I wanted to make something special for a special person. I about said, just like I did Diane, listen at me. Just like I did for Beth Ann. Beth Ann sent me that beautiful blue flower fabric that I showed y'all. And she was wanting a bag made out of the remainder that I had. It would not have made. It might have made a medium. Maybe I know it would have made a small bag, but it wouldn't have made a large bag. And she had reached out to me. And if you've heard the story, I'm sorry, I'll be quick. She had reached out to me about seeing if her Joanne had it. And this was before the liquidation situation, I believe. I was like, that would be awesome because I can't find any more. And I've been waiting on it. Oh, no, it was right after the liquidation because I remember us thinking that with the liquidation, I wasn't going to be getting any more fabric like that in. So she sent me quite a few yards of that. And I thought to myself, I know she wants a bag. And I know she wants to pay for a bag. But she bought me all this fabric and didn't charge me a dime and shipped it to me. And made me this, oh, yeah, I still have my little card right here. And still made me this beautiful card. Handmade card. I love it. And she told me I could reuse it. She left it blank so that if I wanted to use it for somebody else, I could. I said, nope. But that's that beautiful card Beth Ann made me. But I made her a bag and sent it to her. And she emailed me. She's like, oh my gosh, you surprised me. Well, you started it, Beth Ann. Yes, I'm 10 years old, and said you started it. Because she did. And it warms my heart that there's so much kindness in this world that y'all will reach out to someone that you don't know in person. But I understand this mentality because I feel that way about several podcasters. And I feel that way about a lot of y'all. Because y'all are reaching out to me almost every video. And I see you. I appreciate the fact that I'm connecting with you. So, thank you. Now, I'm going to get off here. I have ran my mouth enough today. Now, that means I don't have to record a video for Thursday. So I might end up recording my next Monday video a little early. Especially if we get to go to the North Columbia store and get some more of that fabric. I really don't need to spend any more money, y'all. But like I said, there's a finite time period and quantity that I can get this material. So, finite. My word wasn't working. All right, my laptop just shut off, so I've been yapping too long. I hope y'all have a great day today. It is gloriously sunny out here. Yes, it's still cool, but you know what? I have warmer clothes. I can get out here, which by the time I start working, I'm going to be getting hot and sweaty anyway, so I'm going to go have fun and play outside for a bit. Yes, I got things I got to do in here, but I can do those when the sun goes down. Well, actually, no, when the sun goes down, I will be asleep because I have to work tomorrow. But I can do those. I can do those later this evening when I lose my light. So, as always, I hope you find something that brings you joy today. Somebody, something. Just grab it. Keep a hold of it. Make a memory with it. And that way, when the days are not seeming all that joyous, and you're not feeling all the happy feelings, and you can pull that memory out, and it can just make your day brighter. Until my next video, I will see y'all later. Bye.